Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Even before get into this topic, I just want to say a really big thank you for the positive feedback that I got from my recent video. And for those who've been asking me, hey, when's the next one? I really appreciate you guys, and I don't take advantage for the love I'm receiving. So I just wanted to say thank you. So now for today's topic, I'll be talking about, are you sure they are the one? And usually when we hear this question, we are looking for, okay, where are the red flags? Are they a narcissist? Are they manipulative? Are they abusive? Are they rude? Are they abusers? Are they cheaters? No, that's not what I'll be talking about. And not because it's not important, it's because there's just so many videos of people talking about this. So there's so many of those tips to know if they're narcissists, tips to know if they're for you because they do this and that. That's not what I'll be talking about. What I'll be talking about is something that's talked about, but not that much. It's not something that's really talked about like these other ones. So now, go with me, flow with me, and I believe you will understand. And the main example I'll use is because it's part of my lifestyle, but I'll make sure that everyone is included so you can understand. So the first example is this beautiful woman who has love for the Lord, born again, spirit filled. She reads her Bible, she's in her word, she follows God's commandments, and she prays. She's always in church every Sunday, on time for the service, loves the Lord. And because of that, she's just a beautiful woman inside and out. Okay, so that's the woman. Now the man is a pastor or a pastor to be. Okay, so now let's use the fact that they're in the talking stage, going into dating. So even in this short time, this beautiful woman has gotten to know this man. She's realized he's really nice, he's polite, he's very interesting. Just because he's a pastor doesn't mean he has boring conversation. He's really interesting. They have a good time when they talk. They can talk for hours and hours. He's really open about his life. They have a good time. He's charming, he's handsome. When he's not available to speak, he doesn't just leave her on read. He's quick to say, I'm not in a position to talk right now, I'll talk to you later. And he keeps his word when he says he'll call up at a particular time. The number of times they have talked face to face, she's felt a peace and a joy just getting to know this guy. He's genuinely, no pretense, a really good guy. And because she likes him this much, she goes to that place where now she starts to imagine their lives together. And because she knows he's really good, she knows she'll have a nice life, peaceful life, a man who will care for her, care for the kids, a man who will make sure he can do anything for them because he loves her from the bottom of his heart. Really good guy. So the man is a pastor or a pastor to be. So this beautiful young lady is, as I said, always in church. But this girl is only in church. Let's use a scenario where your church has more than one service. This girl is only in church for one service. And again, I say there's nothing wrong with that at all. Nothing wrong. Not everyone is called in ministry to serve where you have to be in church for all the services. No, this girl is in church for just one service. Immediately the service is done, if there's no one to say hello to, she's out of there because she has plans either to chill because it was a long week, or she has lunch plans or whatever. She's just out once the one service is over. Now remember, when it comes to the pastor, he's the shepherd of the sheep. So he's there for every service, especially if it's those churches where there is not another pastor yet to take over the services, or if there is, but this pastor feels comfortable taking all services because that's what he desires to do. That's his vision. Well and good. So let's use the scenario where he takes all the services. So he's there for all the services. After the service, the congregants want to either talk to him, say hello. So he's always busy with other people. Sometimes there's impromptu or planned counseling sessions that can happen after the services. So you can see this is time taken. It's already been 2 services, and then there's all this going on after the service. So when he's now having a free moment of time to speak is when now he starts talking to this girl who left hours ago. So of course, if he's a pastor to be, he's shadowing his pastor, so he's also around for all the services. And remember, this is someone who is serving from the bottom of his heart, so it's not a task, but a joy. Just needed to say that for those who may think, hey, that's too much. No, usually when someone has a heart for ministry, they're willing to go all out. So now, this pastor and this beautiful congregation sold out for Christ woman. So you remember, she's imagining the life that they'll have together and how it'll be beautiful. All right. So now this is why I'm asking you this question. Are you sure they're the one? Because you need to realize, yes, you'll have a beautiful life, but put your feelings aside for a moment and just think without feelings. Are you sure you're ready to be a pastor's wife? Are you sure? Because there's a lot that comes from being a pastor's wife. There's a way the pastor's wife has to carry herself because she's a reflection of the man. And by the way, I'm not talking about that she does evil stuff, because remember, that's why I've really emphasized she's on fire for the Lord. But it's a lot. Even though you're righteous, it's a lot. So are you sure you're ready to be a pastor's wife? Are you sure you're ready to be his helpmate when it comes to his ministry? Because when pastors grow, it just goes higher and higher and higher and higher and higher. Unless, of course, now there's a downfall, but I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about a pastor now who is elevating. So now he comes from leading a small congregation to a bigger congregation because he's growing. Before you know it, he's being recognized. So I'll use Kenya because I'm in Kenya. So he's in Nairobi, but now he's being called to preach in Nakuru. He's being called to preach in Homa Bay. He's being called to preach in Garissa. He's being called to preach. You're getting where I'm going with this. Before you know it, he's out of the country, and now he's preaching in Rwanda. He's preaching in Nigeria. He's preaching in Congo. He's preaching in Egypt. He's now in the continent. Before you know it, he's out and he's now preaching in the Philippines. He's preaching in the States. He's preaching in Australia. He's preaching in Norway. There's always a growth, a growth, a growth. So he becomes busier and busier and busier, and it's okay because there are people who have relationships with business owners who are really busy and flying out. But I'm just using this example of a pastor. So now, and another thing you need to realize about pastors is you know how you say, my man is my man and he only belongs to me. When it comes to a pastor, that is not how it works. The pastor becomes of the people. Just like how a president, now he becomes of the country. Now, when it comes to a pastor, he becomes of the people, because it's his congregation, because he is the shepherd of his sheep. And yes, you have boundaries that the pastor can't be called at a certain time of the night because he's at home with his wife and family. But emergencies do happen, just like doctors. But a pastor becomes of the people. I remember there's one story I heard, but I'm not very sure about the details. So this evangelist or a pastor, I'm not sure, but let's say evangelist, he was in a relationship with this woman, and he invited her for his crusade. So they go together. So when they're walking in to the, I don't know if it was a ground or a hall, people started now getting his attention. So now he's getting pulled into the crowd. Of course, if they were holding hands, he let go of her hand because now he's gone. So now he disappeared into the crowd. The next thing she sees, he's gone all the way to the stage and he's taking the mic and ready to preach. So you know how as a woman your flesh rises up and you get irritated and upset, like, oh, we came here together and now all of a sudden you left me without saying anything. We were supposed to go together. Now you've left me here. I do not know anyone. Now I'm in the crowd alone. You get my point here. So now I don't know how it went, but I know she left and she left upset. So whenever they got to meet or whatever happened, she got to see why she left and why she was upset. And he said, look, this is my life. Let me use my own words. And this is the beginning. This is my life. Either you take it, but nicely, either you take it or leave it, because this is my calling. This is what God has called me to be. And as the position I am at, people will always want my attention, and not in a prideful way. It's because this person carries an anointing. So will you take it or will you leave it? So it's a very good question to ask yourself. Are you willing to live this life? 5 years down the line, now when your mind is pretty sober from the feelings, are you happy with the busy schedule he has? Do you have the heart to carry this ministry with him, to help him in this ministry? Are you ready to have the title of pastor's wife and people look up to you because you're married to this anointed man and you're able to help him? Do you have the heart to do that? Are you ready to share him with his congregation and congregations worldwide, not wildlife, worldwide? Are you ready for that? Ask yourself these questions. Another example I can give you. Let's say you're the kind of person who loves the country you live in. You don't even see yourself in another country. You see yourself wherever you're at. You love your culture. You love the food that's in your country. You love the languages in your country. You just have a heart for your country. No other place. And you meet this person, either they came to your country for a visit, business, pleasure, whatever it was, or you met online and this person is really good. Like the pastor, he's the best person you've ever met. Are you sure you're ready to up and leave what you love for another country? Maybe the country speaks a different language. The culture is very, very different. Before you know, when you go there, you know it will take time to build relationships in terms of friendships because all your friends are in your country. Are you sure you're ready to up and leave everything you know? Another example could be you're in the corporate world, so you're attracted to women who dress in business attire. What I mean is, I worked in an agency and it's so chill. Advertising agency, that is. It's so chill. So for me, I was able to go to work with jeans. I was able to go to work with sweatpants. As long as I work, that's all that matters. Now I'm asking, are you comfortable with dating that woman who doesn't wear the skirt and shirt to work, or the business pleated pants, whatever it may be? Or as a woman, are you ready to be that man who wears jeans and sneakers, yet you want a man who wears a suit? Those can be, someone can ask, hey, isn't that a minute detail? No, to some people it's a very, 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 very big deal. There's some people who can say, yes, that man is attractive, that woman is attractive, but I can't go with her because of the way I know she dresses from Monday to Monday. And I'm not talking about indecent dressing. I believe you get what I'm saying. Like, I know my sister likes a man in a suit. Me, I'm quite flexible. So you see, are you getting where we are going? So there are some things that you can ignore now that become an irritation in future. They become an irritation in future. And you start despising this person, yet everyone, not everyone, but many, would love to be in your shoes because you're being treated like a king, you're being treated like a queen. But because they were not the man or the woman you wanted in terms of these small things you ignored, it becomes tough to live with this person. Pastor Burale says, it makes sense to marry for purpose than it does for love. This is why. He gives an example of how you could have a heart to start a children's home. So that means you have a heart for kids, a big, big heart for kids, because by the time you're opening a children's home, those are many children. So you have a big, big heart for kids. And now this other person you're with and getting to know doesn't really like children, doesn't desire to have children, but will kind of compromise for your sake. It won't work, because when you guys are not working as a team, because I learned in School of Faith Bible Institute that marriage is about assignment, and assignment is purpose. So if your purpose is not aligned with this person, how are you going to help them? Because if the person now takes, let's use the pastor again. If the pastor's time is taken a lot, you'll be upset as a wife. You'll be like, why are you not home at this hour? Why have you taken so much time? I'm getting tired of always you being away and never here for us. La 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 la. You become too much. You bring down the purpose. So you need someone, you two need to be aligned. So this is the question. Are you ready to let this person go? If not, if you're not ready to let them go, this is my other question. Are you willing to genuinely, from the bottom of your heart, change for this person? Why I'm asking you from the bottom of your heart and genuinely is because I want you to be able to say that even 10 years down the line, you won't hate this person for making you change who you are. Are you willing to change genuinely, and whatever happens, you're willing to take it? You're willing to go through this discomfort to the point it becomes you. If you are, then stay with this person. If not, let them go and let them find the person they are meant to be with, and you find the person you're meant to be with. So what am I trying to say in a nutshell? When it comes to relationships, let's stop building relationships on the basis of feelings and asking ourselves, 10 years down the line, are we going to be good with this person? Because this is a good person, right? So are we going to be good? Will their assignment and calling in life, will I be there to enhance it, or will I be irritated by it? If this video was helpful, just give me a thumbs up. If you want to comment, please feel free. I like positive feedback. It helps me know that I'm doing something good. Until my next video, and I won't give you a date when, because I usually just shoot a video and I have the content. See you guys, and thank you for watching.